Here we go, Rocket football fans. Week 2 of the 2018 Crittenden County High School football season. We're just hours away from kickoff. The Rockets will be at Cadiz to play Trigg County this Friday night. Coach Thompson, Trigg County is a team that left a bitter taste in our mouth last year. They came up here, beat us 29-20, and of course I think we had some opportunities.
Yeah, we feel like that's a game we let get away from us last year. You know, and we were in it until the final minutes of the game. I believe we got out early on them. And they're a team that came back and played well and took one from us. So, you know, that's something we're trying to avoid this year.
Their quarterback, Cameron Jordan, he had a rush last year for 162 yards, kind of let him get loose. And he's an explosive guy this year, too. I watched the film on McLean game, and we're going to show some clips here on that. Yeah. But he's pretty the guy out of the backfield. He's going to run it. He's going to keep it and run it.
Yeah, and they have a lot of design runs for him. He's a guy that can run the ball. They want to run the ball. They want the offense to go through him. So, I mean, everything runs through him as far as the passing game, as a quarterback, and as far as their primary runner, he's going to run the ball more than anyone else. So we got to keep him under wraps.
I don't have their statistics for the second game when they lost, but in their first game of the season against Monroe County that they won, he rushed for 161 yards, so a big night for him there. But then you got Jacoby Bridges and Kyron Grubbs. Imagine that, a Grubbs at Trigg County.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. You hear that a lot.
Kind of like a belt at Crittenden.
Yeah. I mean, Grubbs and Bridges both are explosive players that if we allow them to get going, or get the ball in their hand, they can go the distance at any point in the game. Whether it's a busted play or a play that's set up specifically for them, we want to keep the ball out of their hands.
Of course, they've got a couple of good, they got several good defensive players, but the couple that come to mind is Riley Stallings, who's he's a great athlete. I think he plays safety for them, and then Jude Hunter is their linebacker, and he's making a lot of tackles.
Yeah, and defensively, the way they set up and do what they do, they allow those linebackers to be free and make a lot of plays. And you know, Riley, he has a little more responsibility than he's had in the past, based off what they've shown on film in their first 2 games. He finds himself manned up a lot, so he has a little more responsibility individually that doesn't allow him necessarily to make all the plays that he made before.
Trigg County is a team that commonly will come in against us and just play us straight up man coverage. We're a little better this year at the skill positions. Do you think they'll come in and run us man coverage like that?
I haven't seen anything that says they're not going to. I think that they'll do what they do. I haven't seen them do anything else this year. So I don't think that they're going to come in and look at us and say we can't do what we do. This is what we've built our defense off of. I think that's what they'll stick with. And for us, we take pride in being able to win in man, because in the past, you know, back when I played and after me, before me, it's always if you can man them up, stack the box, you can stop Crittenden County. So we try to hang our hat on trying to win in man situations. So hopefully we can do that this Friday.
Going into this football game, what are the 3 keys that you think that we have to command these 3 things to be able to win this football game?
Number 1 is starting fast. You look at Trigg in their first 2 games, and they've started slow. They've gotten behind in both games, but they've shown that they can come back. So number 2 would be start fast, and then number 2, finish fast. Finish fast. But you know, if we can do that, we can get up on them and continue and build off of it. They're going to be in the game no matter what. It's going to be a battle no matter what, because they play hard. But if we can start fast, finish fast, we have a great chance to beat them. Then number 3 is protect the ball, whether that be going to get it on defense or offensively, making sure that we make smart choice decisions with the ball and not turn it over a lot, because they're a team that gets going off your mistakes. So as long as we protect the ball and don't make any big mental mistakes, penalties and stuff like that, they can drive killers that can get them going, we should be all right.
Last year I think we had 4 turnovers against them, and then we misfired in the red zone 2 or 3 times. So we got to avoid those kind of things, obviously. Coming out in the first week of the season, Trigg County beat Monroe County in a bowl game down at Glasgow, 34-20, and then last week, of course, lost on the road at McLean County, 21-14. And I saw some footage on that game. McLean County is a big team, and they ran the football, looked like they ran the wing T, and they just they ran it down their throats a little bit.
Yeah, and they started fast. They went straight at Trigg and were able to get up 14-0. And through mistakes, turnovers, and all that, Trigg found themselves in the game at the end, 14-14. But McLean stood back up again. They stood tall, and Trigg actually had a chance, 4th and 1, to have a game-winning drive, keep it going, and McLean was able to stop them. So that's what concerns me about Trigg. Whether we're up, I mean, there's not a number that's safe to me because they play really, really, really hard. They make some mistakes on film that they probably won't come out and make this week. We're 3 games in, or they're 3 games in, so you'll see their growth. But they're a team that one play it can be bad. So we have to make sure that we do what we're supposed to do on every play, and take it to them and don't allow them to throw punches.
And they're going to run a similar offense as ours.
Yeah, they run the exact same thing. Now they do some more things with it, because they'll run their quarterback. Their quarterback is their primary runner. It's kind of like when we had Nick Casteller in the past. It's built the same as that we were with him as a primary runner, as opposed to we now run primarily through a running back.
I know we had the bye week last week, and maybe you felt like it was a momentum killer. It's just you inherit the schedule, and it is what it is. But as it turns out, Hunter Boone got hurt last week in PE class and was in a cast all week. So it was very fortuitous, wasn't it?
Yeah, it ended up being a good thing for us. We had a few injuries happen on our bye week where we were resting up and healing. But it allowed us time to get healthy again, and we should be 100% going into Friday. I mean, there's some guys with some nicks and banged up a little bit, but they should be okay, ready to go.
Let's look at this week's games. Fulton City will be at Fulton County, I guess, if they have enough players. I know that's a week-to-week deal.
Well, what I found about the situation is Fulton City has 9 players on their roster, and Kentucky, I guess that's an automatic forfeit because they don't have enough players to play. But what they're doing is saying, if you'll play us, we still want to play with the 9 we have. And I think I got to take my hats off to those kids to go out there and play.
Is that what they did against Gleason, Tennessee last week? Was that because that was a Tennessee school that could play that?
I don't know. They're saying as long as you'll play them, they're playing. That's what I saw on that story. So I mean, put you in a situation to decide. But I mean, still, my heart goes out to those kids because those 9 kids want to play football, and they're okay with knowing the outcome. They just want to play football, and that goes to, you can see their love for the game, and that's special. So
the other game within our district, Russellville will be hosting Butler County this week. Oh, I don't think we need a phone going on.
That was an alarm for me.
Alarm.
A reminder.
Life happens, doesn't it? Butler County is at Russellville, as I was saying. Butler County, not quite the team they have been at times in the past, so Russellville probably in this game.
Yeah, I think Russellville will go out and they'll show more growth offensively in their spread and settling in. It'll be a good opportunity for them to go out and have some success.
Webster County, another opponent of ours, will be at Union County, another team we're going to see pretty soon here.
Yeah, we have both of them coming up pretty soon. Webster County's improving, and Union County's doing what Union County does. I mean, I think Union County probably wins that one, but
Muhlenberg County will be at Hopkins Central, and Hopkinsville will be at Caldwell County. Hopkinsville, I think, started out of shoot 0-2. Yeah. That should be a pretty good game, though.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good game. You look at who Hopkinsville's played in their first team. South Warren and Mayfield, so 0-2, it's not necessarily a bad 0-2.
Caldwell's 1-1. They played a pretty tough schedule,
too. They played a tough schedule, too, in Graves and Christian County. In both close games.
I'll run down the scores from last week. Russellville beat Fort Campbell 28-3. Gleason, Tennessee beat Fulton City 50-14. Hancock County beat Webster County 53-0. Hopkins Central beat Ohio County 22-0. Big win for Hopkins Central. And Union County beat Marion County 48-6. Ballard had a bye week, and Fulton County had a bye week last week. So those are teams that we didn't see in action. Coach, going into this game this week, I know we've got, like you said, a couple of guys banged up, but otherwise, we're ready to go full steam ahead for week 2.
Yeah, we
got to pump back up after the bye week.
We want to build off of what we felt was a good foundation week 1.
Good first game.
Yeah, we want them to play with passion and excitement, and we want people to see that when they're playing. So now it's the second step, and be able to do that for a complete game. Against a really good team in Trig. So, we want to build on that. Even though we're banged up, you're going to see those guys fly around, and you're not going to know.
Not going to know. They've got a little bruise here or there.
Yeah, you're not going to know it. Cause, and they understand that they love the game, and they're going to go out and give everything they have every week. I've
been out to practice a couple of days this week, and man, I tell you, it's like everybody's got fire in their belly right now. Yeah. Everybody. Hunter Boone is such a leader.
Yeah.
We have Hunter and Tyler coming on in just a minute, and they're going to talk about their relationship as siblings and growing up together out in Booneville in the eastern part of Crittenden County. Boy, what a treasure those guys are.
Oh, man. And really, it's the leadership that they both provide is... it can't be replaced. Hunter's a guy who can come in and say the right thing at the right time. He's grown in that department because in the past, he could deflate the balloon just as quick as he could blow it up for you. But he doesn't do that now. Of course, we haven't been in a situation where negative things have happened, but I would be willing to bet that he's a guy that we can look to when things are going tough, and he's going to be the one to bring us out of that. And then just the passion that Tyler plays with. He doesn't have to say anything. You can just look and watch what he's doing and model that, and you can be successful.
Who else up and down the lineup here that maybe is growing, that you've seen a growth in since we started practice or after the first week? Who in particular is on your mind now?
Devin Porter.
Yes,
he starts left guard for us. He's a guy who has always been in there for him to have that fire, and now he's playing with it. And in the past, you just wonder why it wasn't, for whatever reason, you weren't getting all of that. But now it's not a question. Yeah, it could be. He's a senior now. He sees that it can end. You start getting that as guys get older. But honestly, I just think that it's clicked for him, and he likes that better than the others. So he's the guy that stands out to me when you ask that question. I don't have to. It was easy.
Any others that the switch is going off, like we like to say? I know Lathan Easley's a young guy in the middle of that line playing nose guard. I see a lot of good things out of Lathan. I think he's going to come on and on.
Yeah, and Lathan's a high motor guy. He's going to give you everything he has. He's one of these guys that's banged up a little bit in the bye week, but he's out there working hard every day. And he's going. He's going to play on Friday. And
I see somebody that's really in practice. That's really talk about a motor running and flying around is Gavin Dickerson. And I know he's got these young guys now that are right there on his flank, right beside him, and he's going.
Yeah. Well, the big thing that for Gavin is Tyler Boone being able to step up and play that middle and putting Gavin more into his natural position defensively. It's allowed him to relax and not be so stressed. So now
makes you quicker too.
We're getting to see Gavin, the real Gavin, and he's the leader. The defense. He's the grandpa.
He embraces that role too.
And he does a good job. He gets everybody where they're supposed to be, and then he does his job. So without him out there, as a coach, Coach Courtney is probably a little less comfortable as far as knowing that everything's going to be taken care of on the field.
Well, we want to get to our question of the week, our trivia question of the week, which is brought to you by H&H Supply and Deer Lakes Golf Course in Salem. This week, your question is, name the 2 former Crittenden County Rockets who had full collegiate careers at the University of Kentucky. Okay? The former Rockets who had complete collegiate football careers at the University of Kentucky. And I'll give you a hint. One of them was even drafted by the Detroit Lions. So there's your question. Take that question, take the answer out to H&H Supply on the south side of Marion. Stop in and tell Phyllis or Alan or Shayna, tell them the answer to that question. You'll get a free round of golf. That includes a cart, 18 holes down at Deer Lakes Golf Course in Salem. Thank you, Ricky Hughes, for that. So there's your question. Did you know we had two guys who finished career? I'm sure you know one. Let's not give it away.
So I can't go answer that.
You can go answer it if you know it. You can go out there. You qualify.
Some people know now that I definitely need to work on my golf game.
Yeah.
So as I get older, especially, I need those free rounds.
Free rounds? Okay, there you go. Go out to H&H and answer the question. Well, Coach, good luck this week, and we hope we're still on that high we came off of. And I do want to mention one thing. It's my understanding that you may have the radio fixed in your Ferrari.
Yes.
I hear Todd Riley has the speaker system.
Yes.
He's tuned it up out at Rocket Stadium, and I think the next home game, which will be homecoming, by the way, we're on the road for 2 weeks, so our next home game is Webster County homecoming on September 14th. But I understand it's going to be a rocking time.
Definitely, you know, and we want to say thank you to everyone who is involved in making sure that we get that taken care of. I don't want to say anything specifically, but Todd's done a good job of heading that up and making sure that the system is top notch and the show is going to be great.
Yeah.
And you know, I want to add to that. We're going to Trig. You know, we don't get to be at home in our place, but you know, the kids feed off you guys at home. So I mean, anyone that come out and support us on Friday would be much appreciated.
Short drive down to Cadiz, and nice opportunity to go down and support your Rocks. That 12th man is so important. And of course, we're on the opposite side of the big stadium. They put you over in the little stands, which is fine. And you're right on top of your players over there. That's what I like about it. Some of the stadiums we go to, our fans are so far removed from the kids, they don't get that adrenaline rush from the fans being there.
The kids feed off of it.
They feed
love it. That's one of the biggest things they've talked about, just the adrenaline rush they get from the fans. So it's huge. It's a part of the game. Part of the game. All right. Well,
good luck this week, week 2. We hope to be 2-0 on Saturday. Now we're going to visit with the quarterback and the middle linebacker, the #Boom Brothers. All right, now we have some very special guests. We have the Boone Brothers, as we like to say, #Boone Brothers. You can follow them on Twitter, I guess, with the hashtag. Hunter Boone, our quarterback, and Tyler Boone, a middle linebacker and tight end receiver. One of Hunter's new favorite targets, I guess, right, Hunter?
Yeah.
I know you look for him.
Yeah.
Mom tells you to look for him.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure from the family.
What we're going to do today is I'm going to ask you some questions. I'm sure you saw what we had Brock on a couple of weeks ago, and this is going to be in the same vein. It's not a whole lot about football. It's more about growing up together. We want the viewers to be able to feel like they know you a little bit better. So I'm going to start and tell you that, you know, back in the 1970s, you guys weren't born yet, but there was this popular sitcom and movie called The Odd Couple, and it was there was 2 guys named Felix and Oscar, and they lived together. They were roommates, and they were polar opposites. They were totally opposite one from the other. So tell me, Hunter, what about Tyler is totally opposite of you?
I don't know. He doesn't really like to hunt as much as me.
You don't like to hunt?
So, I mean, he'll go hunting.
You're the hunter.
Yeah, I am the hunter. But I'll go, you know, all bow season. He'll get out during gun season. He'll go a couple of times during bow season, but we just don't have the same feeling about that, I guess.
I know he came down to my place last year and made some jerky out of a doe pretty quick.
Yeah.
They carved that animal up very rapidly. So what about your brother Tyler? What about him is totally opposite from you, other than the hunting?
He's not much of an early riser.
Oh, I was going to ask about that. Who's the first one up in the mornings to go to school?
Tyler.
Me.
Tyler's the early morning guy. Okay. Who's the first guy in the car?
Me.
Yeah, he's the driver.
Yeah.
He's the guy who drives. Who sleeps the latest on the weekends?
I guess that just depends.
Yeah.
That depends on what time we get off our phones at night and go to bed.
I know both of you stay. I get texts from Tyler every night. He's pretty late at night.
Yeah.
You're a late kind of guy. Yeah. Check it out. Here's a tough one now. Who is the biggest mama's baby?
Me.
Are you really? You're the mama's baby?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. Who's daddy's boy? Is he daddy's boy?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
We're both kind of daddy's boys.
Yeah.
What's something that Hunter eats that's really weird, Tyler? I mean, does he put ketchup on eggs or something crazy like that?
I think he's had ketchup with macaroni before.
Ketchup and macaroni. That's an odd couple.
Yeah, I do kind of like ketchup and macaroni. It's weird, dude. It's weird.
I tried it and it was alright, but it's just weird.
All right. Hunter, what's something that you can do that Tyler can't?
I can throw the ball far.
You can throw the ball far.
Yeah, Tyler's pretty. He's pretty athletic. He's the more athletic of the two, but I can throw the ball quite a bit.
Sling it pretty good. We saw him last weekend. Somebody mentioned the pass that he made on the flea flicker, but I tell you, there was about 2 passes before that you overthrew. I believe it was Ethan,
yeah,
and it was a bullet.
Some air under it. Yeah.
Bullet.
It's a 50-yard straight line.
Here's you a tough question, T. In 10 years, where will your brother Hunter be, and what will he be doing?
If he got to choose what he'd be doing, he'd be bow hunting professionally.
Yeah.
With Chipper Jones on Major League Bow Hunting.
Hey, maybe we could start. We could turn this into an outdoor show, and we'll start doing Hunter Boone outdoors.
I would definitely. I would be for that for sure. Yeah.
Old Rocket Outdoors.
Yeah, Old Rocket Outdoors.
Maybe that's a plan.
That's a plan for.
Business
I'm
plan.
down. That's awesome.
All right. Who's your idol? Who's your hero, Hunter Boone? Not Ethan Dossett. I know he catches a lot of balls.
He does catch a lot of balls. That's a tough one. Probably Brett Favre. I watch a lot of Brett Favre film.
He was a slinger.
Yeah, I've seen the Gruden's QB Camp. I watched it. It's a 43-minute video, and I watched it like 3 times in one night. So Brett Favre. I'm a gunslinger too. So.
Well, we've got to know the Boone boys a little bit better, and we appreciate them coming by. Guys, good luck this week down at Trigg County. I know that's a game. Last year probably sticks in your craw a little bit, doesn't it, Hunter?
Yeah, it does for sure.
Yeah, felt like maybe we could have gotten that game, let it get away. Yeah, and I know Tyler, you played, started kind of midway through the season, and I don't think you were starting the Trigg County game last year.
I was still injured. You
were still hurt, had the hamstring. So Tyler's going to get in on the Wildcats. You've had a dose of them before, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Several times. Baseball, basketball, football, the whole gamut. So, all right, guys. Well, we look forward to Friday night seeing you on the football field down at Cadiz.
Thank you.
And just lay the wood to this team from Stewart County. They said they're...
Right there, all our questions is answered. When y'all come out and play like that, y'all can compete with anybody. So I've been getting you. And you answer. I don't have to get you anymore because you know how to play football.